hell? Let me just give me a second real quick and make sure that we are on all of our things. Mhm. Give me a second. Cool. All right, so we're live. Welcome to FML. In honor of Recovery Awareness Month and Suicide Prevention Month, I decided to come on here and kind of tell my story, I guess. I'm kind of unsure how to use this app, so I'm just being honest, but I'm here. All right, so I will wait and see if we get some people on here. We're at 0 right now, and that's okay. If you do hop on this, I hope you're all doing well. And yeah, so I guess I'll start out by encompassing kind of my childhood, because that's, I think, like everything really starts as a child. And I think my therapist would tell you that I had PTSD long before I ever joined the military. Real thing. So I grew up in a kind of, like, I would say, like it was a good household, but a rough household. Um, my stepdad was physically abusive. And I say that because I know some people on here can relate. I'm not asking for pity by any means. And my mom did what she could, and she kept a roof over our head. And I appreciate her for that. So fast forward, I was given to my grandma. My grandma was very strict, and yeah, she's very strict. But I started drinking at a pretty early age. Would go out to the desert with my family, and we would have some beers. I think harmless, maybe not harmless in hindsight, but they were young, and they were doing the best they could do. And I really do love my family. Uh, and so that's where it started. I mean, like, drinking for me started at a pretty young age, and I don't think I had a problem quite yet. I could give or take it. Wasn't too prevalent in my life, but yeah, it was there. Let me share my thing. Got one on there. Hello, anybody who's watching, by the way. I'm gonna share this real quick. It's just me, so bear with me, people. All right, so alcohol wasn't a problem to me. I'm sure some people in the military can relate, but until I joined, I didn't even really even drink until I was probably, I'd say 19 is when I like maybe started like drinking and having house parties and stuff. And it wasn't a problem quite yet. I went to Iraq. I was really young. I was probably 20 years old. And I don't know how to view comments, so I'm sorry, guys. I went to Iraq, and I came back, right? I saw some stuff over there. I hope some of my friends from Iraq watch this. If not, that's okay. But I think anybody who goes over there, especially infantry, and I'm not knocking anybody else, but you see some stuff over there, and it's expected to be a man to just kind of suck it up. What's up, Ray? My boy. I don't know how to work this thing, but I'm on. What's up, Ray? I just be transparent with this, and if it triggers people, you could feel free to turn it off, and I'll respect it. But when I was over there, I went with the mentality that I was actually there to help out. And the longer I was there, I came to the realization that we weren't really helping anybody. I mean, we tried our hardest, but you can't push a rope, and they didn't want our help. But I saw an incredibly large amount of violence while I was over there, both, given and taken. We got blown up quite a few times, and at the time, like TBI wasn't a huge deal. I wouldn't say it wasn't a huge deal, but I mean, like our brief for like TBI was like, it was like, hey, like, did you get any head injuries? Like nobody talked about like the percussions, concussions, whatever from blasts. So we're like, nah, dude, we're cool. And then like, one guy, not knocking him, but I'm just stating the obvious or stating what did happen. He was like, I hit my head on the striker one time. And so he went in for a TBI evaluation. We're all thinking like we're men, we don't have TBI, nothing. Meanwhile, we're getting blown up a crap ton over in Iraq. We saw a marketplace get bombed, and there was a substantial amount of damage done to the civilians around. And it was like the first experience that I had that I was actually in combat, that my life was in danger. Up until that point, it was pretty chill. Nothing crazy had happened to us. I mean, we got blown up, but I know that sounds like nothing, but we got blown up, but it wasn't anything crazy, right? But when I saw that marketplace get hit, and I saw the Iraqi police and Iraqi army were picking up women and children with their body parts, if you will, with a stick with a nail on it and a trash bag, and they're putting these people in this bag like they were nothing. Something in me just switched, and I'm sure some people on here can relate. I don't know what turned on. I don't know what activated. It was like a hypervigilance slash hyper violence, I would say, that I could die. And I just quote unquote manned up and kept going forward. We got rocked a couple more times, got shot at a couple times, and that's nothing like crazy. But when I came home, I chose not to go to therapy, and I advocate for anybody, no matter how much of a man you are, go get help, man. It ruined my life. Like I'm being honest. Like I lost everything because I didn't want to go to therapy, and instead I just developed this callous, tough mentality that I needed to survive. I needed it to survive because like I was fighting every day. My demons in here and in here every single day, man. And the only way I knew how to cope with those things was to drink. That's what we're taught, right? In the military, it's not a problem. Everybody drinks. I will say I was in Alaska, so Alaska is very heavy on drinking. And before I knew it, my life had spiraled out of control. I was at NCO at this point. So I was trying to keep it under wraps that I had a problem and that I was struggling in my personal life. And, you can only keep things under wraps for so long before they just completely come unraveled. And that's what happened. But I still didn't go to therapy, right? I'm like, I'm a man. I got this total toxic masculinity, bull crap. I lost everything. I ended up sleeping in the basement of one of my buddies' houses. This is a side of the military that people don't see because there's like this perception of us that we're strong and that the government takes care of us and that we that we're so well taken care of. But I'm going to be honest, it's at the time was almost a career ender when you're going to get help mentally. And if you're telling your commander that you're struggling with alcohol and suicidal ideations, it's a career ender. I mean, I'd love to hear from anybody in the comments about that. Like maybe it was just my perception, but dude, I didn't go get help. Sleeping in a basement floor on a beanbag. Like I had a giant love sack. Those are called like the big giant memory foam. That was my bed for a year. And meanwhile, I just in my head I thought it was perfectly normal, the things I was going through. And they weren't. But what's up, Rocco? My boy. They weren't normal, man. And I was very sad. I remember, uh Christmas morning, like it was when it like hit me how sad I was. I was sitting there and I had this like little beagle. His name was Freddie. Awesome dog. But yeah, I'm sitting there and I have nobody. Everybody's home on leave. I didn't want to go home. I think I had some shame in myself. I felt like a failure because I was, I had a failed marriage at the time, and to me that was embarrassing, and I felt ashamed of myself. So I didn't want to go home and face my family, though they are very supportive. What's up, Chris? Um, what's up, guys? Yeah, man. So I stayed home, man, on Christmas and sat there by myself. And I had this cart of alcohol. It was like a little handbasket, and I made it through that whole cart in like 3 days. And I was just sitting there crying, man. I probably never cried so much in my entire life. Uh, it's okay to cry, by the way. But it hit me, man. And I was just sad and down. And I'm pretty sure the word got out that I was heavy into alcohol, but somehow, like, I don't know how. When I got to work, I was just a different guy. I was in my mode. Hangovers didn't matter. I was just able to pump through, man. I was a PT stud, and oftentimes when you're a PT stud, people overlook a lot of things. And when you're not a PT stud, they tend to bash you a little bit more. That's just honesty. And yeah, dude. So Afghanistan comes up, and because of Iraq, right, the hyper vigilance, hyper violence that I was talking about, I do, I lost it. Was over there and I felt that I was protecting my guys, and I still feel that I was protecting my guys. Uh, I did some stuff that I felt in my heart was protecting them because of things I had seen in Iraq. But my platoon sergeant pulls me aside. I don't really tell this to anybody, but you know what? Here we go. Why not? My platoon sergeant pulls me aside, and he says, "Ski, if you could take a pill to make you a super soldier, would you do it?" And I said, "Absolutely, Sergeant." And this guy was like, "I want you to take steroids." And I look at him. I'm like, "Is this real? Is this a setup?" And he's like, "No, I want you to." So I think I'm like 22, 23 at the time. I have no idea what I'm doing with steroids at all. And you take a guy who's already suicidal and you pump some steroids into him and he doesn't know how to take them. Dude, it's not a good cocktail, not a good mixture. And I just dug deeper into this hole, and I was just so suicidal, so sad. I remember one time we got shot at in Afghanistan with a recoilless rifle, and everybody took a knee. I didn't take a knee. I didn't care. I was ready to die. This is just being real. I was like, whatever. I'm ready to go. And I remember everybody running towards this wall to get cover, and I'm just like a light jog. Hey, love you. Hey, what's up, Kano? Um, Kano, actually, he's on here. He was in Afghanistan with me. He's my boy. But yeah, we got shot at, man, and everybody just cared about their lives so much, and I just didn't care if I lived or died. And so I walked to this wall where everybody's getting cover and we're taking fire, and I'm just not really caring if I get shot. I'm being honest. Um, and that should have been a red flag, I think, to anybody around me. But I guess when you're under that kind of life or death pressure, you don't see some things. And we were like surrounded by IEDs. It was crazy. Kano, I don't know if you were out there with us, but yeah. So uh, some stuff that I can't talk about. We did work under like the NSA out there, and we did do some like secret squirrel stuff, which was cool. I was in recon, so I mean, it's whatever. But we did have a platoon sergeant who really knew what he was talking about, and he was so charismatic. He talked us into like some pretty good stuff, some pretty good programs out there. But I'll be honest, and if he's watching this, I don't care. He's probably not. Was not a good leader, man. Just a terrible leader. And but I believed in the Army so much because it was all I had that I did anything he asked me. And they call it moral injury. And I ended up with significant moral injury out there, just doing stuff that I was told to do. Um, wasn't like breaking like rules of engagement or anything like that. But so Kano says, just Afghanistan, brother, was still a high school screw up when you was in Iraq. Oh, that's all right, man. You're my boy, dude. Either way, bro, we have Afghanistan together, man. I don't know how to highlight your comments or I would do it, so I apologize, but I love you, dude. Yeah, we don't, as soldiers, we don't talk about moral injury. It's like just not a thing we talk about. And I don't think it's a relatively like talked about term whatsoever. So it's like essentially moral injury is when you betray your own morals, like your own morality, right? Like things that you deem as within line of your characteristics, who you are, your values. And man, I did some things that really betrayed my values. But that's neither here nor there. And if anybody ever offline wants to talk about it, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Project Refit, and I'm also on, you can look up my own Facebook. You got my name down there. But all right, so come back from Afghanistan, and it's just a mess, a complete mess. All right, let me shoot you the link, bro. Give me 1 second. I am shooting Kano a link, so bear with me, people. I know the story's getting. All right, bam. Okay, no. Where you at, big dog? Okay. Sorry, this is kind of unprofessional of me, but I do want to extend this out to my boy. Copy. Paste. It's the. All right, so I got back from Afghanistan. Hey, that's my boy right there. Hal, love you, Hal. Dude, I got back from Afghanistan, and I was a wreck. Didn't have anything. I didn't even have. I was with some girl who had my dog, had all my stuff, and she ended up cheating on me while I was over in Afghanistan. It was just crazy. It was like a jarhead moment. I got like a picture sent to me of her cheating on me. This is terrible. To my wife now, I love you, babe. But I got a picture sent to me of her cheating on me because I just didn't believe it. I was in denial, right? And then I confronted her on it. And as a result of me confronting her on it, all my stuff was gone. I didn't have a bed to sleep on when I came home. All the clothes that I had to buy, like rebuy everything because I lost everything. So, so needless to say, I came back from Afghanistan with nothing, and my bank account was cleaned out. Fool me once, right? But so I get through Alaska. I actually get sent to ASAP, Army Substance Abuse Program. I am alumni. But while I was in ASAP, this, transparency, right? Transparency on this. I was still drinking while I was in ASAP, and they gave me like the class leader coin and all this stuff. And I remember seeing people that were in the class with me out in the clubs, and we're just kind of like, shh, just not a good look. And I was doing a lot of like fighting up there. That's actually why I ended up in ASAP was excessive fighting. But when you don't like love yourself, you don't have patience for any of the other bull crap. So I wasn't taking anybody's crap. And you know what I mean? People probably did not deserve that. I'm being honest about that. And I was just taking my own self-hatred out on society. And word got back to my first sergeant, and he made me go to ASAP. Remember, he pulled me in the office and was like, "Oh, we can't give you an Article 15, but we can give you make you go to ASAP." And I was like, "All right, well, I'll keep my money. I don't want to do extra duty." So I ended up doing that, and then I got orders to go to Texas. I was supposed to go be a recruiter, but because I had ASAP on my record, they made me go to. They took my recruiting orders off and made me go to Fort Bliss, Texas. And I don't know if anybody's ever been to Fort Bliss, Texas. How you have? Fort Bliss. How do I join that? It's confusing. Kano, I don't know, man. This is my first time actually like running this app. I'm sorry. I love you, dude. Right there. Bam. Copy invite link. Oh yeah, got him. Bam.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother? Hold on, let me figure out how to turn this camera on and everything, man. This is
all right. Yeah.
I'm a little slow in the technology part of the world.
Yeah, no, I get it, bro. All right, everybody. This is my boy Kano on here. He was with you're with Alpha Company over there, right?
Yeah, I was with ACO 15, brother.
It was ACO. I was old ACO in Iraq, and then like.
Yeah, I heard, man. I talked to one of your old buddies, one of your old guys, Travis. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Bacon?
Nah, that's Nick, man. Not Nick. I was talking about
Nick.
Travis. Yeah, Travis Maselli.
Oh yeah, Maselli, dude, that guy's awesome, bro.
Yeah, he was my first roommate when I first got there, man. And dude, I remember this dude got so mad. I would take his Mountain Dews, bro. He would put him in his room.
Damn, dog.
He's a good dude, man. I love that guy.
Your camera, dog. All right,
hey, this shit is wild, man. I've never seen nothing like this. Hold on, I'm still messing with it. Still having me like do all this info and stuff. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
All right, so I'll finish my story, then we'll hop in on you. Sound good?
It sounds good, brother.
All right. So Kano's with me now. That's my guy. So I get back from Afghanistan, whatever. Fast forward, Texas. I'm in Bliss. Bliss is a hellhole. I hate it. I'm never going to talk good about it. So if you guys got some sort of bias about there, I'm sorry. Didn't like it. The place sucked. But my friends that I met there were great people. I met some like really good soldiers, but like I think they all knew I had a drinking problem. So we'll fast forward. I ended up getting out of the military, not happy. I was talking to my dad. I remember one time about just everything, and he gave me some good advice. He said, "Son, if you want to get out of the military, get out of the military." And he said, "You're a hard worker." He said, "If you get out and you want to be a chimney sweeper, you're going to be the best fucking chimney sweeper ever." And I was like, "Damn, Dad, like, thank you. I don't want to be a chimney sweeper, but I appreciate it." I got out, man, and I went to summer camp, aka jail. Got a DUI. Not a good time. It was like my second month out, and I actually got it at Wendy's, getting some food. It was the most expensive burger I've ever bought. Seriously. But yeah, so I battled with substance use for a couple years, and I really think I carried myself pretty well, but that's probably just me lying to me. Yeah, how you right. Hal said Bliss pushed a lot of good soldiers out of the army, weak leadership, and honestly, I won't confirm or deny if he's right. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But I went to rehab back in like 2000. It's not the thing. Not a lot of people know about me. I don't really tell my story, but I went to rehab back in like 2018, and I was clean and sober for 2 years. And then I got a job as a bartender, thinking I changed. My mentality was different. I could smoke weed, and I was good. And if I had a control over weed, that I could control alcohol, and it was a lie. I'm being honest, obviously. Met a girl, ended up moving to Boston with her, and I was just tired of Coeur d'Alene. I didn't like my reputation down there, and it was just the easy way to get out. Coeur d'Alene's in Idaho, by the way. And I was up here, and man, I was with Project Refit, and they were trying to talk to me about going to get help, and I wasn't listening because, like, in my head, right, like, we think that we're more important than we are, and we are important, but I mean, like, I was like, oh, I'm helping people, blah blah blah, this and that, like through Project Refit, helping soldiers, and I can't step down, and you know, they forced me to step down, and you know, I just didn't force me. I don't want to say force. They asked me to step down, and so I did, and they told me I can come back at any time. I need to go get help, and that's a good friend right there, right? Like, won't let you ride that success. Will tell you when you need to step down, shut the fuck up, and go get help. And they did that for me because they're good friends. And Dan, James, I love you guys. If you do watch this, listen to this. But they were there for me. I remember my family like calling James, trying to get a hold of him, telling him I needed help. It was this crazy thing. It's why I'm very loyal to James, by the way. He's been a solid foundation and good friend to me. That's why I really believe in Project Refit. So I remember one time they're like taking me to the hospital, and I didn't want to get out of the car because I was so intoxicated, but I was like suicidal and talking crazy. Yeah. Hey, what's up, dog?
Got it. Hey, I
Um,
don't mean to interrupt your story, brother, but okay, so what made you realize that you needed help other than your friends telling you, hey man, you need some help?
oh, that's easy, bro. They locked me in Tufts mental institution.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy there.
Yeah, dude. I ended up like trying to. So after that time, right, I didn't connect myself with the VA, and I didn't have Mass Health, which is like the universal health care in Massachusetts. Um, so I remember I'm like strapped to the bed, dog. Like I tried to run, and these huge yoked bouncers, security guards caught me, bro. Like I tried to juke move them, but I was like, I was super intoxicated, so like my moves probably weren't exactly on point.
Hey,
And
but you thought you was moving good though.
fuck yeah, I did, man. I believed it, dude. And dude, they strapped me to the bed, and because I didn't have health insurance, man, and I'm really speaking about this, and nobody really does talk about this, but the care you get when you don't have health insurance is terrible, bro.
Oh yeah,
It's really terrible.
absolutely.
The guy handed me, right? I'm suicidal. I expressed it. Obviously, I have an alcohol problem. It was alcohol and cocaine, actually, but it's neither here nor there. But I like to party. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's normal.
But dude, he gives me some flyers and says, here's a list to meetings. Here's a list to some free, I think he said free therapists or mental health, something for you. And he's like, we're going to let you go in about an hour. Are you going to be okay? And I'm like, sure. You know what I mean? I'm like, at this point, bro, I've been strapped to the bed for like, I think like 8 hours, and I'm like withdrawing. You know what I mean? So I'm saying anything I can
To get the fuck out of there, yeah.
to get out of there. Yeah. I'm like not doing well mentally. And after that, dude, I came home and I tried to offing myself. I took a whole bottle of gabapentin. They call them Johnnies up here, like gabapentin. And I woke up in the hospital, and I was in Tufts, bro. And they wouldn't let me put my feet on the floor because you're a fall risk and a suicide risk.
Yeah,
All I could think about, dude, check this out. All I could think about, Kano, when I was in there was like if I could break through the window and still jump. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, dude, like I felt like a failure. I'm like, I even failed at killing myself.
yeah.
My wife's on here. She said it's easy to get away from the hospital security. She literally ran from a section once. She got away, bro. She juked them and ran out of there in a Johnny. But dude, I don't know. I spent some time in Tufts, and James, actually the guy from this Project Refit, was making calls to everybody he could, got me connected with the VA, and they had a program or a bed waiting for me at a program, and I ended up going into programs for 2 years, man, getting myself straight. And like there was times I wanted to leave, and I was like, I'm not ready, like telling myself, like, I made a commitment to myself. If I start out my recovery by breaking my commitments already, then I'm not going to do well. So I stayed even though I wanted to leave, man. Like, I was with my wife now at the time, and dude, I wanted nothing but to be able to like sleep in the same bed as her, and I couldn't because there was no overnights there, and it sucked, man. But dude, it gets better. You just gotta practice doing the next right thing, which is hard, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely, man. And I think that's why, other than of course our bond from the military, I think that's why we connect so well, to a even greater extent, is because I haven't gone through that experience, but I've gone through the whole fuck, man. I need help. Nah, I don't need help. Nah, I need help. Nah, and then finally I fuck when I mean, I'm sure you when I told you where I was going, I actually went to Camp Hope. I went there and I didn't stick it out, man, because it's but. You know, we'll get to that, but we'll finish your story, then we'll get to my whole Camp Hope thing.
No, man. I mean, that's my story, dude. It's like recovery. It was the VA grippy sock vacation. Yeah, you right. How was one of my soldiers and friends over in Bliss, dude? One of like best people I know, man.
You know what's crazy? Before I got out, I was supposed to go to Bliss, and so now I'm pretty happy I didn't go. I didn't go to Bliss.
If you lined up 20 people at Bliss, I guarantee 16 of them are gonna hate Bliss. It's not a good hit, bro.
Yeah,
It's
from
not.
what I was seeing, yeah, it don't sound too good.
No, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're like next to the border. Like I remember I got the brakes beat off me by the cartel one time, bro. Well deserved. It was deserved on my part. But like, they beat me with like one of those like, the telescope rods, whatever, asp or whatever.
Oh shit,
Broke my ribs, broke my face. But I was talking shit about this guy's he had a Mustang and it was like a V6 and I was like clowning him for his
man! You know
V6 Mustang.
you can't talk shit about a Mexican's car, bro.
Dude, he was like, "Oh, yo, Kano." He was like, "Hey, you want to go outside and see my car?" I don't know why. I was like, "Yes." I was like, "I want to see." And next thing I know, dude, I walk out and there's like guys on, like I'm looking at the car, you know what I mean? But there's another car on the other side, so I'm like, I'm boxed in, bro, and I'm like, I just start swinging, dude. But they got me. Last thing I remember is like feet in front of my face and like getting kicked, and then that's it, bro.
Yeah, usually how it goes. Them fucking them damn Mexicans, bro. I'm
They,
Mexican.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, they robbed me, bro. I woke up, didn't have my cat card. I'm in the hospital. My face is messed up. But yeah, I mean, dude, I probably wouldn't have picked a fight with anybody if I wasn't drinking, dude. That's just,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
a
dude.
pretty,
Yeah, I mean, you do a couple deployments, man. Especially that last one that we had. You come back, you feel invincible, bro. So when somebody says, "Oh, hey, what's up? You got a fucking problem?" Yeah, motherfucker, I do. What are you gonna do about it?
yeah, bro.
You have the sense of it, like the sense of being like invincible, man. So it happened a lot for me too here, especially here at home. I mean, especially back in Fairbanks, man. It was dudes I never thought I would want to fight, man. Like ever, I don't like fighting, but man, I was fighting motherfuckers like every fucking weekend, and it was just they're like, oh shit, here goes Kano again, man. Fucking dude's gonna fuck something up. And
Yeah.
did I know I was doing something wrong? Of course I didn't think I was, but yeah, if I look back on it, man, I was a fucking little asshole.
You guys had, was McCain with you guys?
Yeah, he was actually on my truck, man. Uh,
Really?
I was driving that truck that he passed away on.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, man. It took a. What's cool is every now and then, man, I'll still get a message from his kid or his wife, and on that day on November 13th. So it when I first met him when we came back when we had all the families there, she immediately told me that she forgave me. It wasn't my fault or anything, but um, it took me, I want to say, till about 2 years ago, man, to finally forgive myself for that. I always had this like sense of guilt that it was my fault. Like, what if I was driving too fast, or if I would have just turned the wheel a little bit more to the right, to the left, like what should have gone the way it did. But I mean, it it screwed me a lot because I mean it wasn't only that, but then fucking back and later on in February I got hit again, and when Bo Jones lost his legs, and all I got was a couple scars on my back and everything, man. I'm like, man, so I had two near death experiences, and I'm completely okay. So it's like, man, dog, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, why am I getting these dudes hurt? But I've had a lot of people I've talked to about it, and you're one of them that said, like, there's nothing you can control out there, man. It's what happens happens. It's not your fault. Like if I didn't perfectly put these dudes in that position, yeah, it's not my fault. You know what I mean? What's up, dude? And then this little guy.
My dogs are going ham.
Yeah, this little guy's the reason why I do so good.
Heck yeah, man. It's good to see him. Like, it's not in person, but kind of in person because we've talked about him, you know?
Yeah, he's excited, man. We'll show off his cars. That's all this little dude does, play with cars.
Heck yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So let me
Yeah,
ask you, right? So
go ahead.
this is Recovery Awareness Month, and it's also Suicide Prevention Month. So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what was your point where you were like, I need to go do something?
It was my son's second birthday, man. So last year on September 11th, it was his birthday. He was turning 2. I was supposed to get him on the 9th. So I was supposed to have him the 9th, 10th, and 11th, right? So his mom came to pick him up a couple days before that, and I guess I'm not a real big drinker, man. Like I'll drink here and there, but I don't really get fucked up on the daily. Like it's not something I need to do. But if I'm out at a bar, yeah, I'll have a couple of drinks. I don't get fucked up these days. But I was real bad on coke, man, real bad, and I guess I was to the point to where I had I guess I had it on my nose or something when she came to pick him up and she saw it, she noticed it, and she's like, "Nah, I'm not letting him go back over there till you fix yourself." And of course, me having all this denial in my life, I'm like, "What are you talking about? I've got no fucking issue. What do you mean, this and that?" And then so finally, I didn't see him on his birthday, which really fucking got to me. And then I didn't see him for almost a month afterwards. So during that whole month time, I'm getting just fucking lit every fucking day. Like fuck this, and why is this happening to me? But at the same time, it's like, man, I'm doing it to myself. And I think I had like a 2-hour conversation with you, with I don't know if you remember Doc Haley.
Yeah, Haley's my boy, dog. I love Haley.
Doc Haley, he talked to me, and I don't know if you ever met him, but Sergeant Lima, Jason Lima.
Yeah, I know Lima.
Yeah, him, man. You three were the big ones that were like, hey, man, look, if you need to go fix yourself and realize that you're doing something wrong, and this is the time to do it. And I'm gonna shout out my other man, fucking Rob Gear, man. He's the one that suggested fucking Camp Hope.
Yeah.
Check this place out. It's cool. And then I was like, yeah, man. I'll check it out. Whatever, cool. 2 days later, man, I get a fucking phone call from some random ass number. And it's a guy from Camp Hope. He's like, hey, man, I met your dad. He said that we should come and talk to you and this and that. At that time, man, is when I was like, fuck, dude. Okay, all these people were saying that I need to get help. It's not just I thought it was, I just had a bitter baby mama, man. That's all I thought it was. And that's what I fucking finally clicked. I'm like, you know what? So after November 13th, I had my day to where I'm really proud of myself. On that day, I didn't drink, I didn't do any drugs, I didn't do nothing. I kind of just sat to myself. And the next day, well, my birthday is on the 15th of November, so the 15th I had 2 beers, and on this November 16th, 2022, 23, I was at Camp Hope the next day. So that's it was
that was
great.
that was that far back, dude. I don't.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a year.
Dude, that's insane. I feel.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It feels like a decade ago, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's when I knew when I wasn't able to see him and I couldn't figure out why, and everybody is in my face telling me why. It's like, okay, yeah, all right, maybe I do have a little bit of a problem. But then here's the kicker, man. So I get to Camp Hope, man. Everything's cool. They make me feel real welcome. Everything's like they put you in like this nice little like multi-room house, and of course I'm sleeping with like 3 other dudes in a room. It's on fucking bunk beds. It's kind of like this whole military bearing type thing again. You got KP, you got trash duty, all that stuff. So then I meet a couple of guys when I get there, because I'm sitting there. Of course, I cried before I got there. I didn't want to be there, So a couple of guys come, hey, what's up, man? Introduce themselves. And this is where it kind of got to me, man. One guy was like, hey, man, so what's your DOC? And, man,
good choice.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I had no idea what the fuck that meant. I come on, son. I'm on the thing, man. Come on, buddy. I had no idea what the hell that meant at all. So I'm like, what do you mean, bro? He goes, yeah, what's your DOC? What's your drink or drug of choice? I'm like, oh, man, I don't really drink, but all I did was coke. He's like, "Did you shoot it, snort it? What'd you do?" I was like, I was just snorting." He goes, "Oh, well, what else?" I'm like, "That's it, man." He goes, "Well, what'd you mix it with?" I was like, "That's it, man. Just however I got it. I was just went up and fucking snorted." He goes, "Dog, I shit you not, bro. I'll coke this motherfucker." He goes, "What the fuck you doing here, bro?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Man, we got dudes that are fucking doing speedball. We got a guy that just fucking walked out the gate to go do a speedball in his car and just came back in. Like, these motherfuckers got problems. He goes, "You're good, man." He goes, "I think you just needed a break." I was like, "Fuck, man. All right, maybe I don't have a problem. I don't fucking know." But I met another guy there, man. He was a Marine. His name was Chris. I mean, I can't remember his last name for the fucking death of me, man. But he was this dude. They call him Captain America, bro. Like, this dude looked like Captain America, man. Like fucking, he was just swole out his mind. He was always working out. And when I got there, he's like, "Hey, man, come outside with me." So we go outside, and I had no idea how this shit worked. Like, I thought it was like, "Hey, man, we have lunch at this time, dinner at this time. That's it." This dude walks out with like 3 steaks, walks out to like a barbecue pit. He's like, "You want a steak, man?" I was like, "Fuck yeah." It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want a steak." Makes me a steak. We're talking. He goes, "Oh, so let me ask you, when would you do your coke, man? Like, when would you do it?" I was like, "Just when I was at home." He's like, "Well, who would you do it around?" I was like, "Just by myself." He's like, "And when would you do it?" I was like, "Oh, when I got bored." He goes, "Well, you think if you were doing something where you weren't bored, you wouldn't do it?" He goes, "Yeah, well, yeah. When I was out doing stuff, it wouldn't even cross my mind." He goes, "Well, that's your fucking problem." He goes, "You're too bored." He goes, you bore yourself, and that's when you do it." So when that motherfucker told me that, man, I was like, "Fuck, dude, this dude just told me everything I've been trying to get from the VA in 5 minutes." Like,
idle hands, bro. Idle hands is the devil's play toy.
Yeah, man, it was fucking crazy. And I thought about it. It took me like 3 days thinking about it. I'm like, "Damn, this motherfucker's right, bro." Like, it was always when I was just bored. I was just by myself and bored. So it they were real reluctant to let me go. They're like, "Oh no, you need to be here." Of course, the counselors and everything. I was like, "Nah, you know what? Like, I see what my issue is. I think I'm all right." They're like, "Well, if you leave, you can come back. You just gotta wait like a month or so, redo everything, then you can come back." I was like, "All right, cool, man." So I've been back, bro. Steady good. Like, I've been. I mean, we've talked, man. That everything's been just a complete 180, man. It's been great. But I'm always gonna keep that dude's look on it. Oh, you would only do when you were bored. So now, man, every time I get bored, I'm like, dude, you in the army just like I was. I fucking hate running, hate it. But if I start feeling myself get bored, man, I'll just go for a fucking run. I'll just fucking go like it's like a 10, 15 minute run, man. I'll just go just so I'm not fucking bored.
Yeah, I mean, it is true, right? Like, we're more susceptible to, I wouldn't even say substance, bro, but we're more susceptible to our demons when we're not occupied. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because,
yeah,
like,
man. Because when it gets quiet, when you're by yourself, man, and it's quiet, you hear every voice you're trying to block out.
yeah,
That's how it was for me. I started feeling the guilt. I started like seeing flashbacks and that's kind of corny to say that, but like the flashbacks, I smell, like, you know how it goes, man. You see something and it triggers something. You have a certain sense of smell, and you're like, "Oh fuck, man, that reminds me of fucking driving down fucking Mount Hyena on fucking in Afghanistan." Like, it's little fucking things, man, that aren't really like a huge uh fucking what's the word? It's just things that aren't really like known or like put out there. Like man, it's so easy to see a plastic bag on the side of the road. It'll trigger something. You know what I mean? Like a sense
yeah.
of smell or a fucking just a thought or you hear a name and bam, like it fucking triggers you. So
People don't realize, dude, that these, like, insurgents, whatever you want to call them, they can make IEDs out of anything, dude. Like, you remember, like, the crushed pack of cigarettes, like,
oh yeah, dude.
you step on it, that's the ignition right there, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
that's so crazy.
Yeah, like the one that me and Bone got hit by, it was a tire on a piece of 2x4, and the metal that was inside the little HME bottle they had was like fucking plate jacks. It was jacks and fucking marbles. I'm like, "Damn, bro, we got fucked up by a toy, dog." Like, it's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You ready? If
Yeah,
you
bro.
had, if you have somebody listening to this right now that's either struggling, we'll say with like suicidal ideations and or substance use, what advice would you give them?
Oh man, see, this is where I'm really good at stuff. I'm really good at giving advice. I'm just terrible at taking it. So, for the advice I would give is any ego or pride that you might have, man, check that shit at the door, bro. Like it's you you might have been this person to where you had to be fucking. I'm saying you had to be Captain America. You had to be Mr. Fucking Perfect, Mr. Automatic. But like now, man, like you don't have to be this tough guy or this girl that's just above everything. Like so it's okay to ask for help. Like it's not. Man, I've met some of the baddest motherfuckers in my life, and you included, to where I don't. My view is on y'all has not changed at all, just because people got help. Like there's
Yeah.
people that still that outrank me, are like, man, dude, I can't believe you got help, but I'm fucking proud of you. Like I never thought you would have done it, but man, fuck that, I did, man. It's just because you're trying to portray this image of yourself that you're a fucking that you don't need it, but if you really do, don't just check that shit at the door, man. It's always better to say, yeah, I got fucking help. So what? Maybe you should
Yeah.
too, instead of fuck, man, I wish that dude would have got help. You know what I mean? So
This is my wife. This is my wife, by the way.
hey, how you doing?
She's the one who she escaped from the hospital in her hospital.
Oh, she's the one that put people on skates. All right.
Yeah, she's in recovery too, so she,
There you
I
go.
wanted her to join in on this. But yeah, dude, I think that's solid advice. But what's terrible, right? Is like in the military, and this I'm being like, this is my opinion, so that's all I could say, is that we're taught to not go get help. You know what I mean? It's like, no, solve
You got,
it, adapt, overcome it, and like
yeah,
you can do it.
bro. If you were sick and you had to go to sick call, they're like, what do you want sick call? You fucking pussy. And, well, just get over it.
Yeah.
They toughen up, rub some dirt on it. Like yeah, man, all that shit's cool when you're training for something, but when it's just life, man, like fuck that, man. Like, I mean, I'm 33, man. I still have my mama make my doctor's appointments, though. So I mean,
Dang,
it's
I need that.
don't feel like you're any less of who you are just because you want to get some help, or like somebody's gonna make fun of you and shit. Like, man, somebody makes fun of me now, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Don't give a fuck. All
Yeah.
right. Well, whatever, dog. My kids don't make fun of me, so I'm good. That's all I'm worried about.
My like thing is like I want to find the balance to be able to cry, but also be able to punch somebody in the face for making fun of me for crying. So it's
Yeah, exactly. I want to cry, but like, hey, what's up, pussy? You crying? Pow! Like, yeah, man, I'm fucking crying, dog.
there's a balance there. It's like nobody wants to get beat up by the dude crying.
Right? So you see how shitty that would look.
Yeah.
Hey, relax, buddy. Relax.
He ain't having it, bro.
No, because he saw me go pow. Now he wants to fight. Go over there. All right. But okay. So you've been a person to fucking help me with a lot of shit. What is something that you pride yourself on, like as how much you've changed from then till today? That like what's like so something that you can sit there and say, man, I'm fucking proud of myself for this.
Being kind, because like I think being kind in a tough world is the toughest thing you could do. You know what I mean? Like I choose, not all the time, but most of the time, I'm able to be nice when I really just want to, tell somebody to fuck off. I'm like,
yeah.
Like a guy yesterday flipped me off driving his car. Right? He got mad, whatever, some road rage. He's flipping me off, and I rolled down my window, and he calls me an asshole, and I told him I love you. You know what I mean? It was like, I've ruined that whole dude's day just being nice. Like he probably wanted me to like throw something.
He's probably ready to go home and be like, yeah, man, I told this fucking dude, fucking asshole, man, he didn't say shit back. Oh, what did he say, man? He told me he loved you, man.
Yeah, he's definitely a liberal. Yeah, man. If you don't mind, I'm gonna let my wife. You share a little bit, would you?
Hello.
Just your story of recovery. Would you?
Sure.
All right. So you're leading it. This is my wife. You're the dude in charge.
Oh wow. Okay. This is my first time doing this. Well, hey, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Okay, my name's Alyssa Rosnewski. I'm Wade's wife. I am in recovery the last 3 years.
Okay. What do you, if you don't mind, what are you recovering from?
Everything.
Everything. All right, cool.
Everything and anything. Anything that like I could find at that time. Like I've been addicted and gone to rehab for almost every drug you can.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's funny, bro. One time my wife was like, "Yeah, I was smoking crack," and I like look at her because that's not a normal thing you hear. Like your
You're so casual about it.
girlfriend, wife. I was like, "Wait, what?"
I come from a family that like drugs are very normal and like they were like easily like I could get them very easily. So like I started doing like OC80s at like 14
Oh wow.
and just I went hard. Go big or go home, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta say I was in Boston for I want to say 3 months with Shane Devlin, and every time I hear the Boston accent, man, I just like it's amazing. I love it. I love it.
I hate it.
Yeah, she doesn't like it because people like park the car, to her all
Oh
the
no,
time.
man, I fucking love it, man. It's amazing to me. It's like when people say, "Oh, people from Texas have accents." I don't fucking hear it at all. And then I catch myself, "Oh yeah, y'all, man, y'all." Like, oh, there it is.
You guys have a little twang. That's why it's like just a little bit. It's not quite like Louisiana or something like that, but you got a little twang in there.
A little bit, not too much.
All right, so if there is a woman watching this right now and she's struggling with substance use disorder, right? What advice would you give her?
Like I don't know for everyone, but for me, again, it was like my ego and pride. I didn't want to get help. I always was told like toughen up, do it yourself, like figure it out and just go on. So like I waited a long time to actually get help. I knew I needed help, but I waited a long time because in my head I figured I could figure it out somehow. But then I realized it was like my way didn't work. Because after so many times trying and like not being successful, I knew that like I needed to like listen to somebody else for once, which was really hard for me because I don't like to listen to other people. I kind of just always do what I want. But after realizing it wasn't going to work and just like taking people's advice that like it's okay to ask for help and like my misery was always refunded. Like, you know what I mean? I knew
That's deep.
I always knew that like I was good at fucking up. You know what I mean? But I was like, if I just try something else and if it works, great. Then I can like start a different path in my life. If it don't fucking work, I know like exactly the shortcut how to get to like fuck my life up again. So like I put my ego aside, I asked for help and like started listening to suggestions of other people. And like little by little, I noticed like doing the right thing, it pays off. And like my life just got like better from there. Like just doing the right thing, listening to suggestions of other people, and just it's like okay to get help. Like it's wicked hard to ask for help, but once you do, you feel so much better. Because like I think he said, like if you put your ego aside and you ask for help, it's way better than having a gravestone. Or like somebody said, it's better to get like a new key tag or something than have a like tag on your toe. So like if you think about it, I'd much rather just try and ask somebody for help than like I knew I was gonna die if I didn't. It's also like hard when you think you want to die, because like that was how I was. Like I wanted to die, so I didn't want to really ask for help either. Though, like I didn't care about my life until I almost died, and then woke up in ICU, and then realized I really didn't want to die. I just didn't want to live the way I was living. So like I either had to change the way I was living and like get my shit together, or go back out there and use and like maybe next time I'll be successful and I'll actually die. Good question.
We don't want her to die.
I don't want to die no more.
Yeah, it's crazy if you put it like that, man. Because it's what if I could have explained it any better, then I would have said exactly what you were saying. Like it's crazy how us as people that have been in that position always think like, man, there's nothing else I can do except fuck up. You know what I mean? It's always you're doing something wrong, or you're hurting people that you love, and you're hurting family, and I'm guilty of it to where my family kind of had to put me in my place a couple times, and my biggest critic and my biggest supporter will always be my mother. And my mother, man, without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. Like I wouldn't be the parent I am. I wouldn't be the man I am. I wouldn't have been the soldier I was in Afghanistan without her. Like and then so I know I had to change again to it's another point to where I knew I was hurting my mom, man, to where we would hang out all the time, and she just didn't want to be around me. You know, and it kind of opened my eyes to like, fuck, man, okay, maybe what I'm doing isn't that great, or it's not. I'm losing the people that I love, and dude, if my mom, man, without my mom in my life, bro, I probably wouldn't be as steady as I am right now on my path to, or not even my path. Like I'm good. Like I'm completely good. I wouldn't be as clean as I am today without her. Without, I mean, and sometimes it was bad, man. Sometimes she was like, "Oh, you fuck it, you this and that," and I'm like, "Oh, well, fuck this, I don't need that." And other times, and every now and then, man, she'll throw in a, "Man, I'm proud of you," and fuck that does it right there. Like,
Yeah.
so, with like, I'm gonna say it again, man. My mom is my biggest critic and my biggest supporter, and without her, I wouldn't be close to who the fuck I am today. So, she's a big reason of why I'm I'm able to do the things I'm able to do today. So I'll
Yeah.
that way.
I get it, man. And my own like vice is that like I don't sometimes, and this is a trait that I recognize within myself, is sometimes I don't allow people to, mainly my family, to be supportive. You know what I mean? I don't know why I do that, but I don't allow them to support me, and it is something that I'm working on because I recognize that I do need their support and love. But I'm used to being that lone wolf, man, and I can't tell people on Project Refit or whatever, even in my like 9 to 5 job, to go get help, bro, or to forgive somebody if I'm not like following through myself, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Long time no see. Hey, soup commented.
Oh, what do you say? Sorry, suit.
Yeah, he said, long time no see, guys. Hope y'all are doing well. What's up, man?
I think he's pretty close to my area too, man. Last I heard.
He's a tattoo artist now.
Is he? Well, he needs a tattoo,
Yeah,
man. I got a couple tattoos I need to get.
yeah. He owes me for being an incredible soldier. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking, man. Yeah. All right. So, today is. I just want to put a plug in here real quick. Today is. I believe it's the golf outing for Project Refit. For anybody watching it, go attend if you can. Log in, whatever. Show support. We are looking for monthly donors. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that in there. All right, little commercial. And the reason I say that is I am actually a benefactor of our monthly donors. By that, I mean like I'm alive because of Project Refit. Not that I financially gain anything whatsoever, because I don't, but I'm alive. So I guess I really did benefit off people giving, And Kano, man, I really want you to be a part of us as well, man, because you have a great story. Hey, Soup says he's in Dallas.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So, soup. Whenever you come down to Corpus, man, you let me know, brother.
He said this comment right here, for you, free butt cheek tattoos. I don't know what that means, but.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm in there.
No, he didn't say that. I'm just kidding, bro.
Hey man, it's free,
Yeah.
bro. Free butt cheek tattoos. I'm in there.
Hell yeah. Dude, I remember I have a tattoo on my butt. This is like the last thing. We gotta go. But got a tattoo on my butt. My artist only charged me $20, bro.
There
Because
you
he was
go.
just like, he's like, this is too funny, man. Like, thank you for letting me do this. But you know, it's dope, bro. Yeah, do hope, not dope. That's what we're leaving with here.
There you go.
So next week you're gonna be on, right?
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
Okay. So anybody watching this right now, we are actually gonna hear Kano's full story next week. So all ACO guys or old 1-5 guys, please tune in, man. Support your boys.
Yep. Yep.
So,
It'll be
but
fun, man. It'll be excited. It'll be the first time I actually like really tell every little fucking detail about my shit. So
that's what we want, man. We want to help people, you know, like talk about shit that's painful and let people know they're not alone, because like we all feel alone, I think, at times, especially veterans.
yeah, absolutely. But it's always good to know, man. Like I said, it's check the ego at the fucking door and ask for help, man. Best way to go.
Hell yeah. We're gonna leave it at that. Kano, I love you.
Hold on, one more thing, brother. One more thing. Because I
Yeah.
see you got that LA hat on, brother. Hey.
Nah,
Talk about the
dog.
dog.
No way, man.
Talk
Get
about
that
the
out of
shows,
here.
brother. Sorry, dog.
He's got Texas.
Sorry, bro.
Boston.
Sorry,
Nah.
brother.
I'm from there. I'm from there. Why you dogging me, man?
Because you're wearing that hat, man. You can't wear that hat, bro. You can't wear it around here, bro.
It's nostalgic, man. I grew up watching the Dodgers, bro.
Well, you shouldn't watch him anymore, bro.
I don't. I gotta be honest here. All right, no cap, bro. I'm like, I don't watch him.
You say no cap.
I just said no cap. Why? No cap.
Hey, it's all right. He said no cat. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm hip, bro.
He said it very cool, very nice, very demure. I think how they fucking.
Yeah, very demure.
That's how I know I'm getting old, bro. I don't know what the fuck that shit means.
Yeah, it's just like a TikTok thing. But all right, everybody. If you need anything, you can reach out, message us on Project Refit, and if you need Kano, I'll give you his phone number.
Anytime.